What's up? That album reviewer guy here, doing another album review. Today, I'll be reviewing the new album from the Dirty Heads, Sound of Change. This is the fourth album from the Dirty Heads, and Dirty Heads are pretty much like a reggae rock band. They're similar to bands such as Pepper or Sublime or 311, which is a band that I touched on earlier this year, reviewing their new album, Stereolithic. But anyway, fourth album from the Dirty Heads. And this album opens with a very mellow title track, Sound of Change, which just doesn't engage me. Doesn't make a good first impression, which is not that good since it's the opening track. But then we get into the next track, the single from the album My Sweet Summer, which is one hell of a catchy song. It's a much more solid track, and has nice lyrics and pretty catchy beat as well. Like I said, it's a very catchy song. You'll get into it easily if you ask me. I did. Then we get into the next song, Medusa. It has somewhat decent beats as well. Not bad. And of course, Duddy B and Ward 21, he's featured on this song. They both drop some fairly good rap verses in this track. But it doesn't feature any singing. It's pretty much just a straight up rapper hip hop song. Then the next track, Burn Slow, features some good verses and beats as well. It's a pretty catchy tune, and it's fairly easy to get into as well, just like My Sweet Summer. And Tech 9 is featured on this track. Where is he not? Tech 9 is pretty much everywhere. He's worked with everybody pretty much. Then the next track features Be Real, which is the third track in a row that features an artist. Be Real is on this next track. Franco-Eyed it's called. It's okay as far as the rap verses go, but when the track gets into the chorus, it doesn't really flow that well for me. Chorus and the verses just don't really mesh as far as I'm concerned. Then we get to the next track, End of the World, and it's a nice change of pace from the rap-heavy tracks that were before it in the album, as End of the World is more of a mellow and mellow and melodic track, and it features no rapping, so that's a nice change of pace. And the next track, One Hand, is another mellow track which almost has the same vibe as End of the World. The only difference though is that this track does feature rapping, unlike End of the World, but that doesn't take anything away from it whatsoever. Rapping, no rapping, it's still the same vibe pretty much. Only difference is, well, like I said, there's a little bit of rapping, but what does that matter? Anyway, the next track, Radio, is the 8th track on the album. But it's really the first one that has an actual reggae feel to it. I mean, it's nice to finally hear a reggae song on this album, since the Dirty Heads are mostly known for reggae. But, the rest of the album so far has been pretty good, despite the fact they didn't really have any reggae tunes on it up until this point. But the reggae vibe does flow over into the next track, Burials, which is another solid reggae track, just as good as Radio, if not just a smidge better. Then the next track, Hear You Coming, is has a bit of a funk feel to it, and it's pretty catchy. The lyrics are solid as well in this track. And then you get into the next one, Silence, which is a solid rap rock track to close the album with if you don't count the bonus tracks. But for the most part, this album seems to fly by. Really, it's a bit on the short side due to the fact that it's only a little bit shy of 40 minutes if you don't count the bonus tracks. But overall, the album is not what you would expect from a reggae rock band like the Dirty Heads are usually known for being, but rather, this is what you would expect from a band that's evolving and experimenting with different sounds. And that's what the Dirty Heads are doing on this album, and you gotta give them props for that. They want to try something new, and for the most part it worked. For me, anyway. I'm actually pleased with this album. I honestly did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. Favorites, My Sweet Summer, Burn Slow, Radio, Burials, Hear You Coming, and Silence. Least favorite, the only one I have to say that it's not my cup of tea, and it's not really that enjoyable, is Sound of Change. Because, you know, like I said, it didn't really pull me into the album. My Sweet Summer did, and that was the second track on the album, not the first. But other than that, good job, the Dirty Heads. 8.5 out of 10 from me. Well, what did you guys think of this album? Do you like the direction that the Dirty Heads are going? Or do you hate it? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that crap. Like this dude on Facebook. And, well, I guess that's it. Bye!